بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. سبحان الله وبحمدي عدد خلقي ورضا نفسي وسنة عرشي وبداد كلماته. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وسلم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. We give thanks to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who has made it possible for us to be part of this program, SAHUR Live, this morning. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept our salah, accept our siyam, and accept our dua. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala count us among those who witness the end of this year Ramadan and many other months on the surface of the earth. Dear viewers at home, in continuation of our discussion on SAHUR Live, this morning we shall be looking at the complete Muslim as a follower in the community. The complete Muslim as a follower in the community. Let me start by explaining the concept of community or communal effort as per Islam. This community has been, by the history, it is dated back even before the prophethood of Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam, because there is something that could be likened to an NGO before the prophethood of Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he happens to be a member of that NGO, to the extent that they are the one doing so many things in the community, until when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala raised him up as a prophet. But he made a remark. He said that, and that remark happens to be after the prophet had been anointed as the prophet of Allah. He said that if that NGO is still back, even as of now, it will subscribe to it. It will be part of it. And that is where we want to start looking at this issue. What should be our involvement in community work? What should be our involvement as Muslims in ensuring that there are peace and harmony within a community? What should be our role as Muslim and Muslimah on the kind of community we want to live? And this morning, we are equally going to look at what makes you a complete Muslim. From that title, it means that you may be a Muslim, but you may not be a complete Muslim. But in a nutshell, because of time constraint, when you talk about complete Muslim, it is somebody who wholeheartedly accepts Islam and accepts the injunctions of Allah without mindful of anything that human being can say about that thing, as long as that thing has been referred to from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and is a practice of Prophet Muhammad, a complete Muslim will go for it. And that's what Allah expects from us. And that's why Allah says, one of the first that the Imams used to recite every Friday, وَلَا تَمُوتُونَ إِلَّا وَأَنْتُمْ مُسْلِمُونَ. Do not die except you are in a full state of al-Islam. Complete Muslim is somebody that allows everything about his life to be in accordance with the dictates of Allah and in line with the practice of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Now, in a community, for a community to be an organized community, there will be some people playing leadership role, while others will be follower. In our discussion this morning, we want to look at a complete Muslim where in a community he happens to be a follower. How do you live in such community, and how do you support that community? Now, let's take a community in this context. For example, those of us who are living in an estate. That estate is a community on its own. And in an estate, because it's a group of people, let's say you have an association within that community. In such community, Definitely some will be Muslims, while some will not be Muslims. In a community like that, it's not impossible that even the president or the chairman of such association could be a non-Muslim. What should be your role if truly you're a complete Muslim in such community? The first thing is that as a Muslim, wherever you are, you must be an advocate of justice. And not only advocate of justice, but you must be seen to be just. Now, then you can ask yourself that, but what's justice? What's the business of a follower of justice? You have to be just. How do you be a just Muslim to your leader? Is what you need to know. Part of the leader's right that a Muslim must give is you must advise that your leader. So if you leave your leader without being advising him, I won't go to that meeting. They don't normally do things correctly there. But it's wrong. You have to be there. You have to correct situations. You have to put things in order. Yeah, you happen to be a follower in a community, and there are activities within that community that requires financial commitment. You do not deny others for not paying that one because you are a Muslim, and in fact maybe your financial secretary is not a Muslim. That does not mean anything. Since the money is meant for promotion of maybe health matter, water, security, light, all these things are possible, and you have to play your own role as a complete Muslim. Now, what will interest us most is the issue of giving directive and how do you obey. As a Muslim who is in the community and he happens to be a follower, when the leadership of that community gives out any injunction or any instruction, you must follow that instruction to letter, as long as there is nothing in that rules that negate the commandment of Allah. And I'll give you a practical example. You are in a community. We are contributing money. You have to contribute. But they bring it to your notice that there is a woman in this community and is selling alcohol, and he wants to improve her business, and we need to support her. In such situation, a complete Muslim does not support, because selling of alcohol is antithetical to Islam. It's not part of our deen. But he is not a Muslim, but he needs support, and what he wants to use that support for is something that is allowed in Islam. We support. So where we are going is that if a leader in a community issue an instruction, but that instruction negates the commandment of Allah, a complete Muslim stand by the instruction of Allah, because the scholars of Islam let us understand that you do not obey a creation and disrespect or disobey the creator. La ta'ata al-ma'luk fi ma'siyat al-khaliq. You do not in any way. So we need to understand that aspect very well. Another important thing is that you are a follower in the community. Let us be somebody who will be a front runner, a frontliner in whatever they are doing that is good in that community. Yeah, want to do a meeting, community meeting. Be in the forefront to arrange the meeting venue. Yeah, we want to do a community project. Maybe there is no water and want to contribute and do water. Be in front line to be part of that project. We have road network problem in our area, and want to do a community work to repair some of this road. You must be in the forefront in doing these ones. Yeah, we have health challenge in the community, and we want to look how to bring a solution. Always everything that has to do with virtue, Muslim must be in the forefront. Anything that has to do with vices, you should never be part of it as a Muslim. So this is, if your leader in your community did something wrong, how do we approach it? In Islam, the best way to approach things is to seek, a personal discussion with your leader and ask him or her, I observe this, I observe that. Give him that fair hearing. If he explains and you are not satisfied, then you not come out and ask him or her in another time, let us do it this way, let us do it this way. Finally, do not gang up against your leader in your community. Do not be part of those. Rather than ganging up, approach your leader and advise him or her. It's very, very important. On this note, we want to draw the curtain for today, and we want to appeal to ourselves. Ramadan is fast moving. It's moving. Yeah. If you have not completed any Quran as of today, try to do something. If you have not been regular in your Taraweeh and your Qiyamul Layl, try to do something. Stop procrastination of righteous deeds. Ramadan is moving. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept the little one we have been able to do and give us the strength to do more in forthcoming days. May Allah accept our dua, accept our siyam, and accept our qiyam.